All right, first thing first, let us understand the what and why of analytics. What is analytics? I meant data analytics. Data analytics is the process of exploring or analyzing the large, complex data to discover trends, patterns, customer behaviors, and market preferences to make smarter decisions. So what do you mean by patterns? What do you mean by patterns? So different types of patterns, you might tend to find it when you perform the data analytics. There are some patterns like seasonal patterns and day of the week patterns, promotion-driven patterns, and apart from the geographic patterns and so on. So what do you mean by seasonal patterns? It is based on this. During the summer time, the customers, they shop a more warm weather-related attire. During the winter, they tend to buy sweater, the cold weather-related attires. Okay, and in the case of retailers, they can see an increase in sales in the weeks that leads up to the holiday season. And in the case of day of the week patterns, during weekends, the retailers can find more customers. They shop both in store as well as the online because they can spend more time during the weekend visiting the malls and so on. The next one is the promotion-driven patterns. The sales promotions like discounts or buy one, get one free offers can create patterns in the data, the sales data, retail sales data. And geographic patterns, something like in the case of rural area, young customers, they tend to spend more. The seasonal patterns, in the case of seasonal patterns, the retail sales tend to follow the seasonal patterns like increase in sales during the holiday season, festival season, and back to school shopping and summer clearance sales. These kind of seasons, they can see a jump in their or increase in their sales. And day of the week patterns. So in this case, which day on a week the sales is good? Just by looking at this chart, we can quickly infer that during weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the sale is more because the customers can spend more time during weekends. The more the time they spend in the retail shop, the chances are that they can spend more. The sales is obviously more. In the case of electronic retailers, they can see an increase sales on weekdays during the lunchtime, during the customer's lunchtime, because they have the time during the lunch break to order the products or so. And also the online retailers may see patterns in sales based on the time of day or day of the week that customers tend to shop online. And in the case of monthly sales patterns, the sales may be affected by the time of the month. For example, every month beginning, like payday for customers, let's say, in the first 1 week or 10 days, first 10 days or 1 week of the beginning of any month, you can see the sale is more because, they receive the salary. They can afford to buy more during the paydays. So these are the patterns the retailers can find it in their data set. And apart from the promotion-driven patterns. In the case of, what do you mean by promotion-driven patterns? Whenever they launch any offers, something like a BOGO, buy one, get one free, it can create patterns in the data. Or even in the case of a limited time offer, buy one, get one free. So those kind of time, they can see an increase in sales. They can see an increase in sales. And followed by that, a lull. Once the promotion ends, they can find that kind of pattern. And apart from buy one, get one free and the loyalty program promotions, coupon promotions, free gift promotions, trade-in promotions, bundle promotions, clearance sales. What do you mean by clearance sales? When retailers need to clear inventory or make way for new products, they may offer clearance sales, okay? So which can drive sales and attract bargain hunters, okay? And also holiday sales. Okay, and many retailers, they offer promotions during holiday periods like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or Christmas. These promotions can lead to a jump in sales or increase, and they can see a spike during these holiday season. Okay. And because the customers won't take advantage of the deals or offer those times. Obviously, the customers, they can afford to buy, or they can visit to the in-store during the holidays or weekends. That specific time, if they announce the offers, it will definitely attract the customers to spend more, and the chances are high that they can visit your shop. More customers can visit your shop. And apart from the geographic patterns, so what do you mean by geographic patterns? The retailers can see a stronger sales in urban areas with higher concentrations of, for example, these are the rural area, higher concentration of younger customers. They spend more, and also in the case of rural areas, the sales may be lower, but the profit margin will be more. Why? Can someone tell me why it is more? Because the overhead costs are lower in the case of rural area. You don't have to spend too much, on the rent, the shop rent, and so on. Even the staffs, you don't have to pay more salary compared to the staffs who those live in uptown also. Okay. Or in the city areas. Let's say you work for a retail company that sells product online. You have humongous amount of data, the retail data. Let's say you have a huge amount of data on customer orders, which include the products they purchase, the data purchase, and the purchase price. And you transform these data into insights. So that can help you make some informed decisions. For example, you create a chart. It shows which products are the most popular among customers. In this case, when you look at this chart, you can quickly make out that Samsung and Xiaomi market share is more compared to other products. And though the market share is more, to improve the customer experiences, in the case of a retail store, they keep all the brands mobile phone. So whenever the customer comes in and they want to buy whichever brand they wanted, if they find all the brands are available, it will save their time. It will improve the customer experiences. And at the same time, make sure that you are stocking up the adequate number of the products that you sell it more. And those products are slow moving, you stock up less. But make sure that you sell all the brands in your shop. Okay, so in that case, it will improve your customer experience, and also you can tap on all these different brands, the sales. Okay, all these different brands customers purchase. Okay, and when you look at this chart, what you can infer from this? It tells us very clearly during weekends the sale is more. Weekdays the sale is not that good. Okay, maybe weekdays during lunch break, the customers may spend time to order the products, but they cannot spend more time in purchase. During the weekends, because of holiday, they can come to the retail store or in-store, and they can spend more time. The more the time they spend in your retail store, the chances are that they can spend more in your shop. Okay, now you have understood the pattern during weekends. The more sale is happening. In that case, what kind of action that you take by understanding this pattern? How you are going to benefit? In this case, what the retail stores can do is they can stock up more products. They can stock up more products, and at the same time during weekdays, don't stock up more products, and especially the perishable products. Good. What is the next action they can come up? The next action is don't deploy more staffs. Probably you can cut down the staffs during the weekdays, and weekends you can deploy more staffs because more customers are visiting my shop during the weekend. That time, if you deploy more staffs, it'll be good. So it helps you to come up with the staffing plan, optimize your staffing plan, and optimize your inventory. By optimizing inventory, also what you can do is you can understand which products are fast moving, which products are slow moving. And also you get to know when you need to restock which product. Like I said, during the month beginning, the sale is more. In that kind of situation, you can stock up more. So in that kind of situation, you cannot expect the customers will come only weekends. Maybe because of the first week or first 10 days of the month, beginning of the month, the customers may come and purchase even the weekdays also. The sales will be more. Okay, but relatively the sales is more during the weekends, even in the case of beginning of every month. But you can see the different trend in the case of the beginning of the month because of the payday and so on. And next one is, if you look at this report, what you can infer from this one. So in this case, we can see that in this case, we can understand that which customers are visiting more frequently, and each day how much money they spend. For example, if you look at the King and Rose, they spend more on almost all the days except this specific day. Okay, and by segmenting the customers with the similar characteristic, we can optimize our marketing spend. So you can target only those specific group of customers who prefers to buy a specific product. If you can come up with any specific, if you launch any offers, if you can target those customers, it will cut down your marketing expenses rather than sending your brochure to all the customers. And if you identify the customer preferences, and if you can share those brochures to only those specific interested group of customers, it makes sense. The chances are high that those customers are more likely to respond to your the campaign or the brochures, whatever you send it to them. So understood so far what is data analytics and how important performing the data analytics, right? So by performing the data analytics, the organizations can be proactive and they get to know what is happening and what action they can take at the right time. Taking the right action at the right time definitely will boost your top line. Not only it boosts the top line, but at the same time it can cut down the cost. And apart from these, the data analytics helps us to track the inventory level and identify when product needs to be restocked. By analyzing the sales data and trends, you can predict the future demand and adjust the inventory levels accordingly. Okay, so this can help to ensure that the store always has the products, customers that they are looking for it, okay, and reduce the likelihood of stockouts. And also it helps us to understand the slow moving products and fast moving products. And it helps you to cut down the cost in terms of stocking up the stocking more on the slow moving products. Okay, make sure that we are not stocking up more products that are slow moving. And apart from this, in the case of Walmart, they optimize their store layout and design to improve the customer experience. By analyzing customer traffic patterns and purchase behavior, what they do is they can make informed decisions on where to place the products. For example, customers, whenever they buy bread, along with that, they tend to buy jam and butter. If these products kept together in the same place, the chances are high that that can improve the customer experience rather than running pillar to post to find out these relevant products. And at the same time, even the customer, they tend to forget buying jam, or it will tempt them to buy more. For example, the customer want to buy bread only. Along with that, if you keep the jam and the butter, it will tempt them to buy the jam also along with the butter, or these products, these three products they will tend to buy. The next one is the optimizing the data analytics. In the case of Walmart, they perform data analytics to optimize their supply chain and reduce cost. Not only Walmart, you take any retail chain, any organization, enterprise, you see they want to cut down the cost, right? In the case of supply chain, by analyzing transportation routes and inventory levels, they can find it the opportunities to streamline their operations, reduce waste. For example, find out the vendors, those are very close to your warehouse or your retail store, so that they can deliver the products on time, and at the same time the shipping cost will be less. In that way you can reduce the cost. And apart from this, it helps us to determine the optimal pricing strategies. By analyzing customer purchase data and competitor pricing, now the retailers can identify the opportunity to adjust prices and promotions to maximize the sales and profits. Next, we will take a look at the types of analytics. We have something called descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. So what is descriptive analytics? It deals with the past trends of the past data. So it deals with what has happened in the past. And based on past data, historic data, it predicts the future outcome. One of the main objectives of the descriptive analytics is to look at the trends of past, okay, and also summarize it in summarize the data in an innovative way. That can be useful for gaining insight, okay. In the case of diagnostic analytics, they want to find out the root cause. Why did it happen? For example, in Q1 and Q2, quarter one and quarter two, when they review the performance, sales per revenue performance for net revenue and net profit, when they look at in quarter one, the sale was 10K, and in quarter two, the revenue was 11K, and in quarter one, the profit was almost 4K, whereas in Q2, the net profit margin was just 1.8K. Though the net revenue was more compared to Q1, in the case of Q2, the profitability, is less, 50% lesser than the previous quarter's profitability. So what went wrong? That is when the diagnostic analytics comes into picture. You take a deep dive to find out why the profitability is less. Is it due to the transportation cost, increase in transportation cost, or is it due to expenses? Okay. And the next one is the predictive analytics. As part of this, now enterprise, they want to go one step further and they want to predict the future, what is going to happen. For example, what are the products the customers are more likely to buy in the upcoming days or in the upcoming week or month or quarter. If you get to know well ahead, you can optimize your inventory, and at the same time, you can cut down the cost in stocking up the product which you don't sell it more. And apart from this, in the case of healthcare, which all patients are more likely to develop a heart attack or stroke by looking at their history. And if you predict, you can suggest the lifestyle changes to the patients so that they can postpone their problem. And the next one is the prescriptive analytics. What is prescriptive analytics? What is prescriptive analytics? The prescriptive analytics is a type of analytics. It focuses on using the data algorithm, machine learning algorithm to make a recommendation or decisions on how to optimize. Knowing what is going to happen is not sufficient. How we are going to come up with the best course of action, right? For example, in the case of healthcare, analyzing the patient data and recommend the best course of treatment based on the patient's symptoms and medical history. That can help them to, some cases preempt their major health problems, health issues. Even in the case of manufacturing, so the prescriptive analytics could be used to determine the optimal production schedule based on factors like machine availability, raw material availability, and demand forecast, and so on. And in the case of financial services, the prescriptive analytics used to optimize the investment strategies and risk management. For example, the prescriptive analytics is used to recommend the best portfolio mix based on market trends, risk tolerance, and other factors, and so on. Okay, so and in the case of customer churn, for example, if you get to know which customers are more likely to leave your business, CHURN, well ahead. So what you can do is you call those potential customers, those people are more likely to leave your business. You can find out their concerns proactively, and then you can come up with some kind of retention strategy to retain them, rather than allowing the customers to leave your business and running after them. Well, you can proactively predict which all customers are more likely to leave and talk to those customers and come up with some retention and retain them, because retaining the existing customer much cheaper than onboarding the new customers. The next one is the business intelligence. What is business intelligence? Business intelligence is nothing but the set of processes, architectures, technology. Business is nothing but the set of processes, architecture, technology, using which we convert the raw data into meaningful data. So what do you mean by set of processes? Take, for example, in the case of Walmart supply chain, right? Their Walmart has a vast supply chain that involves multiple suppliers, vendors, and transportation partners. And integrating data from all these diverse sources can be a significant challenge. And importantly, when data is stored in different format or systems, because different vendors, they use different source system types. Some people, they share the price of their products in Excel file, some they send it in JSON, some they send it in EDI format, some they send it in XML format. Okay, so integrate all the data that falls under the processes, one of the processes. And collecting the data is nothing but integrate the data, or blend all these different source system data. And the next one is to clean the data, pre-process the data, and then next step is model the data, perform the data model design, and then visualize the data. So in this case, setup process is nothing but the collecting the data, integrating data from various sources, pre-processing the data, cleaning the data. And these are the setup process. In order to pre-process the data, what kind of architecture is required? Do we need to use staging area? Do we need to use any data lake? Or for example, in case you wanted to perform any real-time analytics, in that kind of situation, what kind of softwares that are required? What kind of architecture is required? Right. So as part of business, we determine the set of processes and architectures and technology. What kind of tool can I use? Can I use Power BI to perform ETL, the data transformation, as well as the reporting design and dashboard design? Yes, you can do that, but you cannot do full-blown or the complex data transformation using Power BI alone. Okay, in that case, can I use any ETL tool like SSIS or Informatica or anything else? Okay, do I need to use any ETL tool? So that we determine as part of the architecture or solution design. So data business is nothing but set of process and architecture and technology using which we transform the data. And the data analytics not only performed in Walmart, Amazon, Target, they have the sophisticated, robot, integrated, scalable reporting environment. And also they use state-of-the-art machine learning algorithms and deep learning algorithms to optimize their spend or optimize their inventory stocks. Okay, and they use all these algorithms and so on. And not only the retail stores, the retail chains, they are using they're performing data analytics. Even the case of manufacturing, banking, healthcare, insurance, stock market, you take any industry, data analytics became an essential part. Okay, every industry, they are doing the data analytics. Hence the demand for the data analysts are very high. And also it is an ongoing process. It is not that once you completed your data analysis, that's it. Okay, it's not a be all and end all. Okay, it is a iterative process. Every month, every day, we do data analysis. Hope you understood what is data analytics and why data analytics, and also you understood the advantages of performing the data analytics.